A very good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss the concept of reflection. Okay, so in this topic I have divided this video into two parts. So let us just discuss what are the things we need to know related to reflection. Okay, so the very first topic today's video I'll be explaining you the first two topic, that is the concept of reflection and some of the general terms, and in next video I'll be dealing with types of reflection and the laws related to reflection. So now let us start with, as you all know, if there's darkness everywhere you won't be able to see the object, but as soon you switch on the light, the object around us is visible to us. Okay, so what we can say that light help us to see the object. Is that clear? Now how does light help us to see the object? Now the time we switch on the light, we know that bulb is a luminous source. Luminous मतलब क्या होता है? The object which emits their own light. Okay, they don't need someone else to have or to give them light. They have their own light. Okay, now when we switch on the bulb, they produce light और ये light एक non-luminous body पे पड़ी. Just like Almira. Almira is a non-luminous object. Almira don't emit their own light. So Almira पे जाके पड़ी और Almira ने क्या किया, जो light उस पे incident हो रही है, it bounces the same light into the same medium. And this process of bouncing back, like if this is Almira, this is the source of light which is striking the Almira, and Almira just bounces back the light into the same medium. So this bouncing back of light in the same medium is known as reflection. Is that clear? Now let us deal with one more example to clear our concept. Let us consider this is a sun, which is a luminous object. Now it is giving us the incident ray. The incident ray is coming from the sun and it is falling on a chair, and we know that chair is a non-luminous object. This chair will just, as soon as the incident ray will strike the surface of the chair will force the light to bounce back, and bounced back light will reach to our eyes. Okay, so this bounced light, और ये जो light bounce होके वापस गई है in the same medium, this is known as reflected light, and this whole phenomena or this whole process of bouncing back of light is known as reflection. So now let us have one more example which will make your concept more clear, that is reflection of light help us to see non-luminous object. We, the human being, are also non-luminous object. We don't emit our own light, but then also every day we use to see ourselves in front of mirror. So how is it possible? Let us clear it. When we stand in front of mirror, okay, so we can see our image in the mirror as well. So how is it possible? For example, if it is a mirror and we are standing in front of mirror, then the source of light, the light rays coming from a source will fall on us, okay, and after falling on us, it will reflect back. Our body will reflect the light. This incident light will get reflected back and it will fall on a mirror, and we know that mirror is a very good reflector. It again reflects the light, and this reflected light this time reaches to our eye, and this our eyes are able to see our own images into the mirror. So from the whole concept we can have the definition as, when light ray strikes the boundary of two media. Boundary किसे कहेंगे? For example, this is air से light आ रही है, यहाँ पे पड़ी, this is a glass, so this is a boundary of two media. There is this air, here it is glass, and the medium which divides the two media, वो boundary जो divide कर रही है ना दोनों media को, this is known as boundary of two media. तो when light ray strikes on it, जब light ray इस पे आ रही है, so ये क्या कर रही है, light को reflect back कर दे रही है, bounce back कर दे रही है, and this process is known as reflection of light. Therefore, for a very simple definition, we can have reflection can be defined as bouncing back of light. Bouncing back of light in the same medium. For example, light air से ही आ रही थी, light was coming from one medium, that is air, and again it is going back or reflecting back in the air itself. Therefore जो reflection होगा वो same medium में ही होगा, जहाँ से आ रही है वहीं पे वो वापस जाएगी. Okay, Now, as we have already discussed that a light from a luminous body, as I said that bulb or a torch is a luminous body. So when the light from a luminous body gets reflected, ये नॉन ल्यूमिनस है, इस पे लाइट आ रही है and it gets reflected, we see this particular non-luminous object. Now let us discuss some of the general terms related to reflection of light. Okay, so now this is the most important topic which we are going to discuss in our heading of reflection. Okay, because if we are not knowing what are the general terms, then we won't be able to know the whole concept of reflection. Okay, now this, ये जो नीचे एक surface है, we are considering this is a plane mirror or a glass mirror. Okay, now this is a optical medium. Optical medium is a medium which acts as a source of light, or any object from which we get the light is known as optical medium. Here torch is the optical medium. So here we are seeing the torch is giving us the light. So this ray, light ray, which is coming from the optical medium and is reaching towards the mirror is known as incident ray. So ये जो ray है जो optical medium से आ रही है और mirror तक जा रही है, this is known as incident ray. And this light ray, वो रे जो मिरर पे गिरने के बाद रिफ्लेक्ट हो जा रही है, बाउंस हो जा रही है, दिस इज नोन एज रिफ्लेक्टेड रे. और रिफ्लेक्शन किस मीडियम में हो रहा है? द सेम मीडियम फ्रॉम विच द लाइट वॉज कमिंग. ओके, सो दिस इज नोन एज रिफ्लेक्टेड रे. एंड द पॉइंट एट विच द इंसिडेंट रे वॉज फॉलिंग and from which the reflected ray is emerging out, this point is known as point of incidence. Okay, now the next term is normal. What is normal? If this is a plane mirror, this is point of incidence. So the line which is perpendicular, ये जो line 90 degree के angle पे बन रही है to the surface is known as normal. Okay, so normal is a line drawn perpendicular to the surface of the mirror and is passing through point of incidence. Is that clear? Now the next is angle of incidence. The angle is always made when the two lines meet each other. Okay, when two lines intersect each other. So here one ray is incident ray and the other is normal. Okay, so the angle made between incident ray and the normal is known as angle of incidence, whereas this is reflected ray. And thus what we can have? We have that the angle made between reflected ray and the normal is known as angle of reflection. So these were some of the general terms, that is incident ray. Incident ray is the incoming ray. Incoming ray is always known as incident ray. The bounced ray is known as reflected ray. The perpendicular ray is known as normal, and all these three rays are meeting each other at point of incidence on the mirror. Okay, and the angle subtended by incident and the normal is known as angle of incidence, and the angle subtended by reflected and the normal is known as angle of reflection. So angle of incidence is basically denoted by I and angle of reflection is denoted by R. Okay, so in this video what we have learned? We have learned the concept of reflection. What is reflection? Bouncing back of light is known as reflection. So reflection is जब एक लाइट आ रही होती है और वो किसी सरफेस से टकरा के उसी मीडियम में सेम वापस चली जाती है, then this process is known as reflection. And the light ray which reflected back, ये जो लाइट रे है जो रिफ्लेक्ट बैक हो रही है, दिस इज ओनली नोन एज रिफ्लेक्टेड रे. एंड दीज वर सम ऑफ द जनरल टर्म्स रिलेटेड टू रिफ्लेक्शन. इन आवर नेक्स्ट वीडियो वी विल बी डीलिंग द नेक्स्ट टू टॉपिक, दैट इज द टाइप्स ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शन, ओके, एंड द लॉज ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शन. Just try to relate this video with the material given in the book and try to read the extra topic, that is the laws of reflection and the type of reflection from the book itself. That will make your understanding from the video more clear. Thank you.